Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on, believe it or not, Adam Sessler on his, well, what he does on Twitter, posting, responding to random people because, well, he can. So a lot of people did say what happened was that at one point, for whatever strange reason, Adam Sessler was starting to respond to random people on Twitter. So a lot of people say, oh my God, this guy had a meltdown, so what's wrong with him? So my thoughts about that one is, first, it is an unfortunate. I don't know why he's doing it. Maybe he has some personal issues that he doesn't know what's going on, or just something happened ever since G4 shut down. Well, I'm not going to give my thoughts about that one to some extent, to the extent. But like I said, it's unfortunate that happened. Maybe he has his reason. I don't know, none of my business. But what I want to give my thoughts on the back history of, does Adam do this before? Is this something the first time he does this, or has he been doing this before? Well, believe it or not, in my opinion, as an observer, I did follow Adam in certain websites such as Tech TV, the old G4, and believe it or not, Rev 3 Games, where at the time he was just normal. He was normal, he was cool, and I enjoy listening to what he does on Rev 3 Games. So first thing is, yes, for, I guess maybe just his preference, he does like to interact with the community. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're normal, if they're normal, hey, that's cool. It's just lately, like you see right now in 2023, well, that's a different story there. He does like to interact with the community, nothing wrong there. Politics, and I did say this before, he is well known, have knowledge with politics, so I mean, it is what it is. Hey, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Colin Moriarty is well known in politics. So again, not gonna touch that. You know, some people know, some people don't. Some people interested with a topic and some don't. Just, it is what it is. So does he attack fans when push comes to shove? To some extent in the past, he kind of sort of did. The one I can remember is when somebody reviewed Killzone 2, and it wasn't Adam who reviewed it. It was somebody who's an expert on first-person shooter, a competitive player, and he reviewed Killzone 2. He gave it a perfect score, 5 out of 5. I know it's so basic score, but it is what it is. And a lot of people said, wow, you guys are a Sony fanboy. And yeah, Adam kind of reacted very aggressively, but again, it is what it is. So he does have that history of, when you kind of piss them off to some extent, they do kind of, well, Adam kind of fight back. I mean, it is what it is, because whether you like it or not, this is really sad. Even like I said, in the Tech TV days, for whatever reason, there are some people who hate him. That's in 2001, 2004, that timeline. And yeah, a lot of people don't like him for whatever reason. Like, I think he's a cool guy. You know, it's cool that for a while in the past, like I said, not today, that he does interact with the fans, with the community. And there have been times when he said, you know, I don't want to interact with the community, because I remember another story, and this is still Tech TV days, where X-Play was first starting. Someone basically said, oh, the reason you guys hired Morgan Webb as the co-host of X-Play was they needed a female representative, which that's true, but they also say, oh, she's a sex appeal. And then Adam said, yeah, you know what, screw you guys. I'm not going to interact with you if you're just going to talk like that. And I mean, you probably kind of see why. And like I said, in Morgan Webb, yeah, she may be pretty, but she's also smart. Like, she learns, and that's the whole point. Unlike the other one, Frost, like, refused to learn. Oh no, oh, just because you're telling me that I'm wrong because I'm a woman, like, whatever. So to some extent, he's been like this in the past, just not as super aggressive as of right now. So thoughts about that one is, yeah, you know, just probably something happened in politics. Of course, maybe when 2016 happened, I'm not gonna get into it. Maybe something happened and his perspective just changed. Who knows? Maybe they should have some family issue. Again, none of my business. It's just really unfortunate what's happening with Adam as of right now. But to Adam, I mean, you probably have your reason why you're doing it, but good luck to you. Hopefully you get well soon, because you really need to calm down. You do need to relax. I'm sorry to say, I used to look up to you, but right now you're scaring a lot of people, especially your community. Also, might as well add this and my thoughts on Miss Click's story about how she tried to get a job at G4, and they told her that how should Bruce Wayne or Batman be canceled. Again, it's kind of weird if it's true, but to some extent, I kind of believe her. Because there was a counter from Gina Darling. Again, I have no problem with her. I think she's cool at the top of the show. And yeah, she said that's a bunch of BS. Again, he said, she said, or in this case, she said this, but she said that. So again, who to believe? For me, nothing personal. I think I kind of believe the Spawncast crew with Miss Click. I believe her more. So don't take it personal. And as for, from what I know, some people even trying to get us, hey, can you tell more? Can you elaborate more about the story? RG85 just said, hey, you know, we just gave our opinion and that's it. We're not going to elaborate on this. Please move on. I mean, good move. I mean, they don't want drama. They don't want any politics story. It was just something interesting that Miss Click kind of explained. It is what it is. All right. So I want to give my thoughts about this because apparently Adam Sessler was in a podcast basically explaining the situation of what happened during the G4 2021. So first of all, he said, what's the deal with those hate Twitter posts? And apparently he was saying at a time, oh, those are hater views so that more people can watch them, which I guess supposed to work or not. I have no idea. In my opinion, nothing personal. It kind of looks like he's just making excuses. Like I said, it could be something happening behind the scene. Again, none of my business. It is unfortunate that a lot of people, even people that I know, looked up to him, and now it's like he's acting like this. So if you say it was hater post for hater views, whatever, excuse or not, you decide. So another one is about the Frost rant. And apparently he said he did not know that it happened. Because apparently Frost said, oh no, it was planned. So potato, who said who knows? And then they asked him, how come you didn't stop it or whatever? And to some extent, I guess kind of makes sense to some extent. Sadly, is that, well, I don't want to tell her what to do. Because again, what did I say time and time again? Reality check when push comes to shove. When push comes to shove in a situation, people don't want to be told what to do. I mean, it is going to suck. To some extent, depends on the situation. But most of the time, sort of a pride thing, sort of something behind the scene of, why do you do this? Whatever. I'm not going to touch that. So if Frost said, oh, it was planned, believe it or not, it's up to you. Adam said it wasn't. But he does get the idea behind it that, yeah, there are some negative people. And that is true. And like I said before, that even on the Tech TV days, for whatever reason, he gets hate. Even on extended play, believe it or not. Even so, he was mature. He was just normal. For whatever reason, some people hate him. It's kind of weird. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you become someone known on the internet. Things like that happen. And then other thing really is something that I'm not going to go in depth. A lot of people already talked about it. Basically about him as a game journalist. He doesn't consider himself a game journalist. So from what I understand, and I got to give credit to Clownfish TV, apparently he said that Adam just ended up being a game journalist because at the time it was making money and he got good at it. So he decided to stick with it. I mean, yeah, that can happen. It makes sense to some extent. I know people that did the same thing also. And another one, somebody that was famous in the Food Network TV. His name is Morimoto. He used to be a Iron Chef in those Japanese show cooking contests. And apparently he originally wanted to be a baseball player. That didn't happen. So he just ended up being a chef, and he was good at it, and he enjoyed it. Another one is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you know his story, he wanted to be a football player. Unfortunately failed. He decided to go in wrestling career. And he enjoyed it to some extent, and he made money, and then he just stuck with it. I mean, now he owns the XFL, but that's a different story there. So to some extent, what Clownfish TV said about Adam not really wanting to be a game journalist, but hey, he makes money. He was good at it, so he ended up just sticking with it. To some extent, kind of makes sense. Gamergate, not going to touch that, whatever. So, at the end of the day, believe them or not, what Adam said, what Frost said about the situation. Yeah, G4 really, like I said, in the end of the day, It wasn't really needed in 2021. I don't know why someone decided, oh, nostalgic's the key. Didn't work. Look what happened there. And I said it in 2020 when the first time they announced it in IGN at Comic-Con at home. They said, oh, GeForce returning. And I said, why? In the case with Adam, like I said, he's been political in the past. It is what it is. It just got worse like every time, every year. But what can you do? Adam is Adam. So, yeah, that's my thoughts of Adam's past. Why he's doing this right now, I don't know why. But it is what it is. So with that, I'll see you guys later.